You wake up and remember you're in Las Vegas. You look to your nightstand and there's your bottle of Centenario Plata from the night before. Munchies. What are we going to eat? Well, we got beets and we got some hot sauce, some kind of pickled bamboo. You don't want to go to the strip because it's a hassle, it's crowded. Let's go somewhere off strip. I don't know. Rainbow Boulevard has a lot of restaurants. We are at the very end of Rainbow Boulevard. The plan today is to head all the way north from the southern end, where we are right now. Not all the way north, actually, but to Tropicana. I consider Tropicana kind of the gateway road that takes you to the very heart of the strip. So we're going to be concentrating on South Rainbow. Why South Rainbow? Well, because South Rainbow, when you don't know what you want to eat, but you know you want something, South Rainbow is a good bet because there are so many restaurants there today, and I just want to show you a few of them. We'll be on my 1997 Harley Davidson Lowrider. And we're going to start here at the very southern end of Rainbow. And we're going to head straight north towards Tropicana. I'll stop by and show you a couple restaurants. Las Vegas is laid out into a grid, north, south, east, west. So it's good for you to know this is the west side of the 15 freeway. I kind of divide Las Vegas into the 15, which goes north to south, goes from Mexico to Canada, and then the 215, which kind of S's through Henderson and South Las Vegas. So we're going to go just about, well, we're going to pass the 215 and we'll go to Tropicana and then we'll turn around. But really, where I want to focus is the restaurant area between the two W's, Warm Springs and Wigwam, because that's where I go. On the corner of Blue Diamond, which is Route 160, is a big Walmart. And again, this is southern end of Rainbow, and we're just going to head north from there. All right, we are the very southern end of Rainbow, the literal dead end. We're gonna head north as far as Tropicana and see, well, mainly what restaurants we see, but I want to focus on the area between the two W's, Wigwam and Warm Springs, because that's where a lot of restaurants are. When you don't know what you're gonna eat, but you want something to eat, that's at least where I go. Check out that bridge going to Desert Oasis High School. Here's my luck that I would get here at this time. Got to stop for students, I understand that, but I'm not gonna sit here for hours. Safe to proceed. those are the things that make motorcycle rides interesting. On my way here, had a couple people pull out in front of me. I had my camera set up on the side of the road at the dead end there, and a couple Ricky Racer, Mario Andretti wannabes just came flying around the corner at exactly the apex where my camera was set up. And I just knew they were going to knock it over. If they didn't touch it, I figured at least the wind generated by their vehicles would knock it over. That's Cactus right there. Cactus is also a very main thoroughfare because, like Blue Diamond, which Blue Diamond runs east-west, so does Cactus. So if you want to go to Henderson, you can get on Cactus. Cactus will go over the railroad. There are a lot of roads here to our right that you cannot get from east to west. And the reason is the railroad. But Cactus is one of those roads that you can. It has a flyover that goes over the railroad. Another one is Jones. This street here is Mountain's Edge. If you want to go and check out some parks, make a left turn on Mountain's Edge. If you're heading north, most likely you'd be heading south, so then you turn right. And Mountain's Edge, you'll find a lot of nice parks. Over to the left, if you see that hill, that is a park, and you can climb to the top and get a nice view of the strip. You know, when I see a motorcycle and there's nobody behind that motorcycle, I don't pull out in front of him. This guy, what he just did, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't egregious at all. But just me having that extra dose of courtesy and being aware of motorcyclists, I am definitely going to let the motorcycle pass and then go. Not a lot to see down here until you get to the Walmart up on the corner. There's a lot of new buildings coming in. Again, we're on South Rainbow, headed north. There's your Walmart. There are some places to eat in there, of course, but, you know, if you like McDonald's and Little Caesars. I personally do not patronize either of those establishments. In my opinion, Las Vegas is now the new food capital of the United States. People can say New York City because they have foods that are unique to New York, and it's a very diverse community. In fact, I think Queens is the most diverse community in the United States. No, in the world. I heard it on NPR. Queens is the most diverse community in the world. And they have a different style of pizza and a different way of eating that pizza. They fold it over. And in Chicago has their deep dish. I won't give you my opinion on that, because if you disagree, I'll get flamed in the comments. Go ahead, flame. Deep dish, it's just too much. I can't eat one slice and I'm done. I want to take a nap. Yeah, it tastes good, but a nice thin crust is the way to go for me. Well, I'll tell you something. In Las Vegas, you can get both of those. You can get all of those. You can get the food from Chicago. You can get the food from New York. And unlike other cities in America where you can get those foods, here it is authentic. The best Thai food in America is undoubtedly here in Las Vegas. And there are so many places, but the best places, the most authentic, I would say, not the best, because there are super fancy places. There's a place on Spring Mountain in Decatur that's really fancy and high-end and just amazing. I think it's called Krung Siam, but don't quote me on that. Maybe I'll post the name here in the video. But here's the hack if you want authentic Thai food, you go to the Thai groceries. And they have, or Lao, because Thai and Lao is pretty close to the same thing as far as food. There are subtle differences, just like in the languages and the culture. And food is no different. But you can get Thai food at the Lao grocery stores. But go to a Thai or Lao grocery store, and inside they will have a little kiosk where you can order food. That's the best food. That's the most authentic. If you want to taste like you're in Thailand or you're in Laos, you're in Southeast Asia, don't go to these big fancy fusion restaurants. I'm going to move over to the right lane here because our first place is coming up on the right, and that is Dirt Dog. Dirt Dog is very proud of their high-calorie food. They put it on their menu, the calories and carbs, of which there are a lot. The Lodge, I don't know anything about their food, but you can get food there. Also over here you have the Sparklings, which is an American and Italian dining bar. Can't say for sure, but from what I've read on Yelp, they're supposed to be pretty good. Again, school's getting out. We have a high school to the left. It seems like when I prepare to go on these MotoVLog videos, I always pick the worst time of day, like when the sun is shining directly into my camera, or school's getting out, or it's super hot. Something. It's always something. Okay, to the left there is a Mexican grill. Here's Crazy Pita to the right. And I'm not sure they're open yet. It looks like they're going to open soon. We are here at Windmill and Rainbow. This is where, in my opinion, commences an outstanding variety of restaurants. And personally, when I don't know what I want to eat, this is where I come. On the right, you're going to see a Jollibee, which is kind of the McDonald's of the Philippines. They have the weirdest mascot, for sure. But although they are a hamburger joint, and that's kind of what they opened as in the Philippines, I think they're more famous for their chicken. Or their chicken is the more worthwhile item on their menu to order. And I think that would probably be the opinion of most people. It's not as good as Max's of Manila. If you've ever had that, that's probably the best fried chicken chain from the Philippines. So to the left, you have Bad Owl Roasting. Of course, on the right, you got Jack in the Box, Dottie's. You have Dough Korean Barbecue. I want to go in here. Sorry, traffic. Because there are some interesting places in here. You have Tarantino's, a vegan Italian restaurant over there. Valencia Gold, which has food from Spain. When I say Spanish food, I mean tapas, paella, those kind of things. You have Hong Kong barbecue and noodle. Just past Dirt Dogs, heading north on Rainbow on the right-hand side, you will see Smith's Grocery. If you pull into Smith's Grocery, you will see on the north side of the strip mall the following restaurants. La Luna Tea and Dessert Bar. It's always nice when there's a dessert place near the restaurants. And over there you have Tarantino's Vegan Italian. How about that? On the far side of the strip mall, you have a lot of good places, such as Do Korean, which is very good. It's kind of a hip place to go. You have Rice and Noodle. So a few of the restaurants that you'll see: breakfast, lunch, and cocktails, mimosas, Korean barbecue named Do, as in when Homer Simpson smacks his head. I've eaten there. It's good. As is the Juice Bar and Cafe right next door. That place is very good. Then you have Mochiko. Oh, that used to be the yogurt place. And Rice and Noodle right next door. A lot of good restaurants in one little strip mall. I guess the Juice Bar and Cafe is called Squally's. S-Q-A-L-L-Y apostrophe S. With dough right next to it. This is all on Rainbow at Southwest Marketplace. Mochiko's used to be a yogurt place, and they had this pear gorgonzola yogurt that was amazing, and I would come here just for that. Other people I was with would order whatever they wanted, but that's what I would order. Across the street you have Creamberry, Poke, Block, Deli, Butcher Block, Taiwan Deli. I gotta try that sometime. Another Hawaiian barbecue. You have Twisted something, which is a dessert place. It's smart. If there's a strip mall that has a whole bunch of restaurants in it, put in a dessert place. You also have Cocoa Donuts across the street. Lucky Thai Bistro, I've never eaten there. Church's Chicken, that's a chain, of course. Sugar Bees Bakery. Lucky Joe's Fish and Chips. Omoide Noodles and Bowls. Oishi is in that strip mall, as is Soyo. Two places I definitely recommend. And Gung's Korean, what do they call it? Teppanyaki. There's hummus, bowls, and wraps. Pho. You can get pho. And also Salt and Spoon restaurant. This KFC, I wouldn't eat there. I went there and ordered food and they didn't understand me. And the person taking the order was a Native American English speaker. Picanha Steak Restaurant, Pink Salt, Sushi Factory, Don Toro Taco Mexican Grill, Pollo Loco on the corner. On the left, you've got IHOP, Goja's, which is a, or Oja's, which is a Japanese steak hibachi type place. Of course, you got your International House of Pancakes, another chain, not necessarily recommending that. Had a hard time finding neutral. And then the car ahead of me moved out of the way. So what we're gonna find up here is a Farmer Boy's Hamburger Jinya restaurant. To the left, you're gonna see there is Cane's Chicken Wang, Rangadang Chicken Wang, right next door to the Hooters. El Pollo Loco is a chain restaurant we have out here on the West Coast, but it's good because the food is fresh. So as far as fast food, I can recommend El Pollo Loco. We also have a Subway, another pho place behind the Pollo Loco. Oh, this is Warm Springs. So on the right, there's a soul food restaurant that is right where I'm pointing. And it is, or it has been voted like the best soul food restaurant in Las Vegas. I think for many years running. Well, with traffic, gives me a chance to talk and view the restaurants. There's a Starbucks, Panera Bread. On the right, to the left, we have a Del Taco. A lot of people in Los Angeles really like Del Taco over Taco Bell. I suppose they have some healthier varieties of things. Oh, next to the Hooters is Grimaldi's. Excellent pizza. Little bit expensive. And next to Grimaldi's, another dessert place. Nothing Bunt Cakes. Get it? The play on words? Bunt, B-U-N-D-T, Bunt Cakes. Got a Carl's Jr. When I was a kid, Carl's Jr., the first one I ever knew of, back in the 60s, was right next to Disneyland. And as you're driving to Disneyland, see if that cuts the noise from the bus. As you're driving to Disneyland, you would smell the charbroil of Carl Jr.'s. Oh, thank you there, Mr. Bus. That was nice. Ah, look at that. Can you see the clouds of dust in the air? One of the disadvantages of a motorcycle. So I always associate Carl's Jr.'s with Disneyland. To the right here is a Indian restaurant called Clove. No, it's not Glove. It's not Sea Love. It's Clove. And inside here you have Mang Felix. Mang is a Filipino term for a man who's older than you. Cafe Zupas is good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn in here. Here's your Farmer Boys burgers. I think this warrants a little extra, more closer up filming. Woo, that Farmer Boys smells good. Never eaten there. I've never eaten a Farmer Boys burger. And you got a McDonald's across the street, but I don't know why you'd eat at McDonald's if there's a Farmer Boys here. The Farmer Boys sure smells better. It smells like I remember the Carl's Jr., you know, that grilled, char-broiled smell. Yum. It's too bad you cannot smell it yourself. We haven't invented smell-o-vision yet.